It's me. That's right. It's me. You know who it is, your boy. And I'm back with another wholesome 2019 video. We're 2 days away. Well, not even. Yeah, actually, no, yeah. 2 days away from the whole new year. The end of the decade. The end of it all. We made it. The world didn't blow up. Nothing happened. Jesus hasn't come back. It's all good. We made it. We did it. We did it together. And I'm proud of us. But this is a video I've been working on for a while now. Not because I was working really hard on it or anything, but because, I forgot I was doing it. And then I looked at my phone and I was like, holy crap, it's the 30th. I have to make this and edit this and upload it today. So hopefully you all can forgive how fast paced and edited this is gonna look, but it's gotta be done. All right, it's the end of a decade. And it's a magical thing. First decade I ever lived through, I didn't care. All right, I didn't care that the decade ended. But now that I'm getting older, I'm like, bruh, I'm dying. All right, so here we are. All right, that was a dark intro. But here we are, 10 best games. My top 10 games of the decade. Look at us. Who would have thought? I'd have been making my own top 10 video, and it would be freaking amazing. Well, hopefully you guys enjoy the hell out of this. All right, I made a list, and this is what took so long for the video to get made. This list here on my phone, it was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. This list is based only on games that I have played in the last 10 years. So if there's a game that you think is super good, super special, and deserves to be on this list, if I didn't play it, it ain't going to be here. All right, so just get that through your head, okay? I'm sorry, but I barely just started working in my life, okay? So I wasn't getting games all the time, all right? All right? Cool? Capiche? All right, let's do this. And before I start, this isn't in any particular order. This is just, I'm going to go by the year. How about that? I'm going to go by the year in which they came out, all right? That's how I have it here on my phone. Well, why didn't I think of that instead of trying to be random? All right, let's do it. Best games of the decade by your boy, Sir James Insane. All right. We're going to start with 2011 with Infamous 2. I don't know, half of you don't even probably remember what that game is. You guys are probably like, wait, you talking about Infamous Second Son? No. I'm talking about Infamous 2. The sequel to the first Infamous, which was also really good, but the second one took everything that the first one did and made it better, and it was awesome, and it was a fantastic game. And, to this day, I'm still hoping that they make another Infamous game with Cole, or even Zeke. You guys probably don't even know who that is, but if you know, you know. But overall, it was just a really cool superhero game, and it was just dope. I don't know what else to say. It was a dope ass game. That, and I don't remember every little detail. This is 2011 when I played it. What do you want from me? Gosh. All right, next we're going to 2012. Yes, the year that the world was supposed to end. All right, well, in 2012, I'm hitting you guys with The Walking Dead Season 1. That's right, the game that started my exponential growth here on YouTube until after I completed all of the available seasons, and then I plateaued. It's okay, though. We're growing. We're 520 something subs. I'm saying 20 something because for all I know, I'll probably lose one or maybe gain one. Who knows? Please don't unsubscribe. But please tell everybody to subscribe, okay? I have big goals for 2020, okay? No more just live streams. We're gonna have actual content. I got things planned, all right? Tell your friends, tell your haters, tell your family, tell your loved ones, tell your exes. 2020 is Sir James's year, all right? We coming up out here. Walking Dead Season 1 was amazing to me because I liked the show. At the time, I loved the show, and the games are fantastic. Each episode was great. Episode 2 is still one of the biggest highlights, and I remember just sitting there one day eating food because I'm fat, and I just came back from therapy of all things. Name ain't Sir James Insane for nothing, okay? But yeah, so, and I had just come back and I was feeling pretty good for my session that day. I came back from there with my mom, and I was a teenager, and then I sat down. I was eating food because that also would make me happy, hence why I'm so fat. But then I was playing episode 2, and it was awesome, and it was a great time. That's one of my fondest memories for playing it. Not to say that the game is bad, but like I just remember that as like a really good day back in the day when I didn't have many good days because of my issues, which no one knows anything about. But maybe one day I'll touch up on it with you. Well, who knows? So yeah, season 1 had the best. I don't care what anyone tells me. Out of the 4 seasons that existed, I don't count Michonne's because that one was and season 3 is kind of too. So I don't care. All right, season 1 is the pinnacle of it all. All right, the best one. All right, followed only by the 4th season, okay, and then season 2. That's my opinion. But season 1 started it also. That's what takes it. All right, that's what takes top of 2012's, and then we jumping over to 2013 with BioShock Infinite. All right, now listen, this game is like the best BioShock game to me. I know everyone's gonna be like, wait, what about BioShock 1? What about Rapture? And I'm just like, screw your Rapture. I like BioShock 1 a lot. That's my second favorite. But listen, BioShock Infinite did something amazing. It had one of the coolest plot twists I've ever seen in a game back in those days. All right, nowadays that same exact plot twist is reused hundreds and hundreds of times over. But back then it was fresh, it was new, and it was cool. And the whole lighthouse thing, I'm still waiting for a new BioShock game. Apparently they're working on one, but listen, BioShock Infinite is where it's at. The gameplay was solid. Like back then I was into like the more first-person shooters, Call of Duty, stuff like that, and it was fluent like that. And listen, Songbird was awesome. I know, listen, Big Daddy is cool and all, but Songbird, listen, that's no one shows as much appreciation for Songbird as much as me and Karina does, okay? Songbird was where it's at. BioShock Infinite had the coolest story out of the 3, and I can't wait to see what they do next. That is my favorite of them all. That is my top pick for the game of 2013. Let's jump over to 2014 with Life is Strange 1. All right? That game, just like The Walking Dead, episodic, you make choices, stuff like that. Really good game, but what I loved about it is that the teen drama. I was a teen when I played it. Well, actually, no. I was in my 20s when I played it. You guys were there, I think. How did I forget that? That's right, like all these games, I may have put the dates in which they came out, but I didn't actually play them in those dates. At least not all of them. But yeah, Life is Strange, fantastic game. Very, very good story. And honestly, just the whole gimmick with the going back in time thing was perfect. You were able to do all the choices without having like restart the game. It was just such a cool experience. And with memorable characters, Max and Chloe, it was awesome. Life is Strange 2. I'm still working on that second playthrough, y'all. Y'all better be tuning in. I'm watching you. All right, so next up, we're jumping from 2014 all the way to 2017 with Resident Evil 7. That is my fifth, because apparently I can't keep count in my head. 5th best game of the decade. Resident Evil 7, it was a great game. I've played it like 4 times, I think, and finished it, and it is amazing from beginning to end. I thought the story was great. The first person aspect to Resident Evil was fantastically done, even with their first attempt. I gotta give it to them. Resident Evil 7 actually did give me some chills. It was a really great game. Granted, the final section of the game with the boat, that part kind of sucks, but honestly, solid game. The Bakers are memorable enemies. Super awesome. No one's ever gonna forget Daddy, okay? No one's ever gonna forget him just walking into the kitchen, smashing the table, and asking you, how the hell is he gonna fix it? Listen, no one will ever forget. No one will ever forget the Baker family, and that's that, okay? Resident Evil 7 is a solid Resident Evil game. The remake is also really good, but I gotta give it to 7. That one really reeled me in. Moving on to 2018, we have one of the best games I've played this year. Subnautica. Now, if you watched my playthrough of that, which you should, if you haven't seen it and you're into Subnautica or you want to get into Subnautica, watch my streams. They're long as hell, but they're great, I think. No, they're great. But but yeah, so I'm horrified of the ocean. I forgot what the name of I think it's aquaphobia. I don't know, there's a proper term for it. It's like right here. Yeah, I have that. I'm terrified of the ocean. I'm terrified of deep bodies of water. I hate them. They need to stay away. And this game takes place in an ocean, in an alien planet. It's an ocean planet, as they call it, so it's nothing but water. And it has scary-ass fish and sea creatures and sea monsters. And it was the first stream of that game was honestly the most I've ever been horrified. No horror game has ever done what this game has done to me. which is one of the reasons it's on my top picks. Second is just a beautiful game overall. Everything from all the different biomes, the different worlds, the different creatures, everything was beautiful, and the story was so good. Like, granted, the story is very touch and go. You have to explore just to like figure it out. And thankfully I had everyone in the chat helping me out as well. But it's just a beautiful game, a masterpiece, and I can't wait for Below Zero to come to console and allow me to explore those deep sea trenches once again, and probably scare the shit out of me. Next up in 2018, we got God of War. Or should I say God of Boy? Boy. Yeah, God of War. I don't think I really got to explain it. It took what was a hack and slash, trilogy from, before, back in the day, and turned it into like a more RPG-esque story, and it was perfect. Don't worry, the other three had great storylines too, but this one was special. And I like what they did with Kratos. I like everything they did. Everyone at Santa Monica Studios just crushed it. This game was amazing. I can't wait to see what happens next. The boss battles, everything was fantastic with this game. Visually was just breathtaking. Everything about it. They turned Kratos into, like, he was already a memorable character, but he was memorable for his anger, his fury, his bloodlust. But now you see him as more of a human with a past. It's just, they did so much. They did so much for him, and it's fantastic. I can't wait to see the next one. And his son, he's a little asshole at the majority of the game, but when he has his moments, he has his moments. Next up, 2018's got a bunch of them, I couldn't settle. SpiderMan for the PS4, obviously. Listen, I don't know what to say. Great action superhero game. It took a lot of great mechanics from like the Arkham series, and it's fucking Spider-Man. That's my favorite hero, so I'm biased. It's just a great game. It reminded me of like the Spider-Man for the PS2, the Spider-Man 2. Only thing they should have added, which I really wish they would have, is like maybe the whole pizza delivery thing. Granted, it wouldn't have made sense in that timeline, but for nostalgia. Great story, lots of cool boss battles. They took like Spider-Man mythos and all his enemies, his friends, all the characters in there, and just mixed it up and did all these really cool storylines that we haven't seen before, and it was awesome. And I just can't wait to see what they do with the next one. I almost forgot the name of the studio. Why? What is wrong with me? Next up, obviously, Red Dead Redemption 2. Red Dead Redemption 1 was a great game, but it still felt like a GTA clone. Nothing wrong with that. Saints Row started from there too. But Red Dead Redemption 2 took more of an RPG turn, in my opinion. It felt like one a little bit in certain aspects, but it was just great. A lot of people said it was boring, but that was the thing. Like, the story was so drawn out. Like, it was a very slow burn, like, from beginning to end. It had, a lot of actiony parts, and then it would go and slowly burn again, and it was really cool in that way. And all the characters are great. And like, the fact is, and I always say this, the fact that you knew how the game was going to end. If you played the original one, you knew how everything was going to end for these characters, but you still felt it when everything just went to crap. It was awesome, fantastic game, the visuals, the world, so good. And I don't know what they would do for Red Dead 3, but if they're willing to continue it, I'm all for it, especially if it's like this one. Wait, holy crap, was that 9? It didn't feel like it. Okay, well, here we are, the final game, my final game of the decade. But before we get to there, I have some honorable mentions. Games that essentially I just couldn't let go of, but yet had no place to put on that list. Here we are. It might surprise some of you. Little Big Planet 2. Next up is Assassin's Creed Revelations, which in my opinion is the last good Assassin's Creed game. Borderlands 2, obviously. Black Ops 2, the last good Call of Duty, in my opinion. Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Saints Row 4, Outlast. Next one is Evil Within 2. Last of our honorable mentions, Resident Evil 2. Now here we are, the final game of my top 10s. Now, if you've all been staying, true to the channel or watching the streams, you most likely already know what this is. My last good game of the decade. And I know I'm probably gonna get hit with some, well, you know, it kind of came out pretty late in the decade. Shut up, I don't care. All right? The game is that good to me, in my opinion, which is correct. My opinion, Death Stranding is my last good game of the decade. Why? I can't even put that into words. It has a fantastic story, really, really interesting gameplay. Yeah, I know people are gonna say you're just delivering packages. Well, it's fun to me. It's kind of addicting. I don't know. There's something in the game's a little addictive to me, and it's just awesome in every way. They gave you this enormous world that you could just do whatever you want, and then the strand system where, you know, someone puts something in the world, you know, you can utilize it, or vice versa. If I put something there, they can utilize it. It just gave you this enormous world, and just do whatever you want with it to complete your mission, or just to mess around. It's just so good. It's just fantastic, and I love everything about it. I do, and I just can't wait to see what Hideo does next. That's it. That is it for my top 10. The video went on for a lot longer than I wanted it to. God damn it. Hope you enjoyed me rambling, but I have to hurry up and edit this for you guys. For your viewing pleasure, please smash like if you enjoyed. If you didn't, smash like anyway, okay? I need this. And don't forget, if you're new around here, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Stay sane, play games, and above all else, remember, somebody loves you. And let me know down in the comments, hey, what was your games of the decade? Bye.